Welcome to On the Record with Spike. Every week we give you a taste of Arizona's homegrown talent with a live show and an interview behind the scenes with the men and women behind the music. This week, a one-man show best known for his video game-like music and mad skills on the MIDI machine. It's Sika for Music! All right, I'm here with Sika for Music. So why don't you tell me what you play and what your name is?
I'm Silver from Seco 4 Music, and most of what I do is MIDI on DAWs. So I work with a keyboard at home, although sometimes it will just be keyboard and mouse, just putting notes into the DAW. And then as of let's say 2023, 2024, I've also picked up guitar. So a few of those will feature some guitar.
Oh yeah, we've played in a couple bands together. I forgot that you completely played guitar, but I called you the Mad MIDI Machine. You could really do a lot with the MIDI. I was impressed. I haven't seen anybody kind of use it in that sense. I was impressed.
I've been doing it since 2019 at the earliest, so
Really?
ton of experience, yeah.
So you've been on top of it since you were like, what?
Yeah.
14, something like that.
Something like that.
12.
Because, in 6th grade, 2018 actually is where it really started. We had just some digital music classes in my school. Sounded cool. Joined them. And then I just stayed in that class till graduation.
Wow, that's
It
lucky.
was fun.
Your school offered digital music classes?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was like an art school, so it had that little program. Very nice. I started with a band lab, and then I got into Cubase. And then I think it was 2019 is when I got Ableton. And I just instantly fell in love with the DAW, and I've been using it ever since.
Oh man, Ableton's your go-to?
Ableton's my go-to.
Man, if you get to know me, you'll realize I'm an Ableton hater. Now, hear me out. I only hate on Ableton because I'm so into Pro Tools. It's just what it's the industry standard. I don't know why. I just haven't been able to look past that. But I'm a big Ableton hater, so you'll come to find that if you get to know me a
I
little
can't
bit.
stand Pro Tools myself. I find
Really?
it crashes too much, and
It what? Crashes?
it crashes a lot. At least on the computers we've got at Evit.
Oh,
And
well.
then also, I just find a lot of it to just be pretty primitive. Like the stock EQ it has doesn't even show the frequencies. It's like bare minimum.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about it like that. You know what? That's right. Some of the EQ plugins that they have are to par at best. I mean, you've got a 7-band EQ, but you can't see any frequencies. It's like that shouldn't be that hard of a change to make. Anyways. So, okay, maybe you're turning me into an Ableton lover. Someday I'll go there. So do you draw in the notes? Is there a plugin that you draw in the notes, or how do you go about doing some of that? Because I hear in your you've got good drums in it and stuff. How do you go about making some of that?
It's a lot of. I'll start in with the few notes. I usually just do the double click to enter it on one of the editors, and then a lot of it is just dragging it around with selections, and then just Control C, Control V, and then up and down and left and right keys. So it's a lot of just moving it around with the computer keyboard and the mouse.
You're probably a tech whiz at this point, man. Because you've got full production songs. It's not like you're doing a little 3-piece power trio kind of simulation. You've got you got drums, you got all sorts of crazy MIDI effects. Probably if you were to put a number on it, 7 MIDI effects, 10 just separate tracks, probably something
I've
like that.
had some really big track lists. I think one of
What's
my
the
biggest
biggest track
ones
one?
on Ableton, I'd probably say maybe about 10 or 12 tracks. That one was really complicated.
Oh man, when it comes to MIDI, when you get up to 12 tracks, yeah, that's crazy. Do you do any vocals?
Not yet. I'm planning on getting into it. I just need a bit more practice myself.
So you're not a fan of your voice?
I think I just need to get better with it. I'm fine with my voice. It's just at its current state, I can't really sing that well. I need to get better at holding a note, being more confident with it.
Well, I've found this is a technique that I don't forget where I heard it, but if you put your thumb under your tongue, the mushy part, and you start singing, if your tongue starts to tense up, then you're singing wrong. It should be completely relaxed. Anyways, just a little snippet
I'll keep
from
that in mind. Then.
musician to musician. Well, I'm gonna give him a little song here, so we'll come back in a second. Here we go. All right, and we're back. So, can you tell me a little bit about how you got started as a musician? Like, where did you start? For most people, it kind of starts in the high school band, or it starts. There's music at home. Your father plays the piano. Well, how did it start for you?
So for me, I already mentioned like the digital music aspect. That was in 2018, 2019.
So that
But
class was opening.
before that, I have had experiences with music. My family's always like played music in the car, and so that's what got a lot of my early engagement. And also, when I was like maybe like 8, my mom tried getting me to learn piano. She didn't set me up with like any lessons or whatever, so just kind of me and a piece of sheet music and trying to figure it out.
So that's where it started, right?
That's where it started making music. It was probably piano, although I quit piano pretty early just because no instructor. It's hard to get an 8-year-old to keep doing the same thing.
Well, I mean, clearly it must have evolved into something. You're a mad MIDI machine, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's piano, basically.
It's close enough.
Close enough.
Not the best at playing live because I do all of it mostly with the mouse and keyboard, but I think I'm competent enough at keys that I could do some basic things with it.
So would you say you draw in more of your MIDI than you actually perform on the keyboard?
Mostly. Even
Like, give me a percentage. Like, I'm trying to think.
percentage, I'd say probably maybe like 70% drawn. It used to be a lot less because at home I have like a keyboard and I'd pull that up, but as of recently I just haven't been using it as often. I've just gone with just straight up mouse and keyboard. It's interesting.
So what does your instrumentation look like? Like, what kind of keyboard, what kind of MIDI keyboard are you using? Are you just using the classic, like, MK, the generic,
I've got
go-to
a
one, or what?
pretty junky Amazon one. I was
Hey, if
going
it
to look
works.
for a nicer one, but then my dad suggested, hey, this one's cheaper, and we got it. It works fine enough. The only thing I wish it had was velocity. That's the one thing I'm missing on
You
it.
don't have any velocity?
No, it's the same
It's just
velocity
those-
no matter how hard you hit the note.
Oh,
It's a full range keyboard, so it's got tons of notes. I love that, but no velocity.
that's ridiculous. Well, I mean, you can draw in
You can
velocity.
draw in velocity. It's
but-
just a bit tedious.
So is it just like unweighted keys, kind of?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that can get tedious. I've always been like, I need a weighted keys keyboard if I'm gonna play, because velocity is like a deal breaker for me, at least. Interesting. What is it, a brand, or is it just like an Amazon?
I don't remember
So
what
generic.
brand it is. It was some kind of knockoff keyboard.
I
But
can.
you know what? It was good enough to work for a few years, and I got plenty of use out of it.
That's all you need, man. Some people get a little too fancy with it. You need all those brand names. Sometimes you just need something that works, So you've never performed live or anything like that with your music?
Not really, not on like a large scale. Here at EVIT, I did perform guitar along one of my tracks, so that was super fun. I'd play it today, but the session needs a bit of cleaning up.
Well, was it live?
The guitar was live, but the
Oh.
rest of the session wasn't.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I haven't done
okay.
any of like the MIDI parts on like a keyboard live. That might be something like an interesting avenue I could take.
Well, do you think that's something you'd like to do? Like, do you like performing live? Like, is that one of your goals, or are you more of a studio musician?
I think I like both, and I think if I'm performing live, it will usually be guitar. I think guitar's way more fun to do live than to just sit in my chair and record. So that's why I'm trying to get better at guitar, because it's super fun. You can move around while you're doing it.
Oh yeah, we were jamming in some PR live session, and it was, a wimpier jam sesh, but still, it was pretty good. And I could tell you've got it in you. You've got that musicianship in you. You can, put your hair down and rock with it a little bit. I could tell. So I like that. Yeah, I'm hoping you can play a little more. So this was your first ever like recorded, that wasn't a digital recording. It was.
I think so. I think it would be. Yeah, it'd been a second since I've played guitar, but picked it back up, got put in this post live session, and I learned my parts as best I could, and then recorded live. That was pretty awesome.
How do you feel about like recording guitars and whatever, just like that actual aspect of putting a microphone in front of something or plugging something in and like performing it? Do you feel as though you want to incorporate more of that? Because in my opinion, I feel like there needs to be a balance. Like you can't just go without all that cool MIDI stuff. It's like, it's too cool to just like forget about, but also you got to have the real performance aspect of a live guitar. So what do you think you want to incorporate more of that?
I think if I was going to do any live shows, I would probably have like my digital stuff as like a backing track, and then I'd have my guitar just into like an amp or something, and then that'd be what I'd be playing live.
Is that the goal? Like for you to be a solo artist, is that what you want, or do you want a band?
I'd love a band. I've been working with some friends trying to create things. I just need more time because albums take time. But I've got a lot of friends who drum, play keyboard, sing, play guitar as well, bass, and so I've been trying to set up some things with them. So it's probably in the near future you might see me in a band.
All right, let's put them on to another song, shall we? All right, and we're back. So, you were telling me a little bit about this album. So, do you have an album in mind? Do you have like some concepts and some new songs to put forth? Like, is this stuff that the people are hearing today? Is this like their its introduction to the world, or is this like you saving this for an album, or what's the future to look like?
I've got at least one of these songs I'm planning on incorporating into an album later, where I'll probably have like this taken, add some vocals to it, some other real instruments,
Mm-hmm.
and incorporate it into something later. But it's in the very early phases. I'd say maybe 2028, 2029 till we start seeing an album, because I'd love to take my time on it, because I tend to rush things too much, and I want to put a lot of quality into it.
I think I speak for the people when I say we're not going to wait that long. We need an album by 2027. Bottom line, I mean, you're gonna make us wait till 2028.
I'd say the goal is 2027. I'm saying,
Okay.
like, I won't let it get past 2029.
I'd say
I could probably
Like-
shorten my deadline, though.
give me January 2027. Give me something like that.
January
It's not that
2027?
it's not too hard. And if there's only so much time in the day, man. You're gonna wait. How long are you gonna make the people wait? They're gonna be dead by the time it comes out.
The summer's probably pretty open. I could probably get something working. That's probably going to be the big leap, just having time on my hands, because that's a big thing, because with EVIT and work, I've got very little time in the day. But
Oh, right.
summer's going to open up a lot.
And you need community when it comes to producing stuff like this. You need your little local environment. That's why this kind of stuff is great. I love promoting local artists and getting to know them and kind of expanding my repertoire and resources and people that I know, because for stuff like this, I think that you've got potential with this album and you've got all these resources and people to help you out. So we'll find a way to make that happen. We can make a Sika for Music album come out by 2027. I'll help you out. I got some recording stuff ready. So there you go, people. We're expecting it soon. So do you have a concept or anything like that?
For my concept, it was mostly going to be for the band Silver and the Snowflakes. So that would just be working with as many people as possible, where I'm trying to just get people involved, as many as I can get. Anyone I know that does music, I'm trying to find a song for them. So it's going to be a lot like a compilation of artists, with me as the single thread holding them all together.
Okay, so you're the consistent. Have you ever heard of Wolfpack?
No, I
Or
haven't.
the brand Wolf? So there's this guy named Jack, and he owns the brand Wolf. And through Wolf, he's the one consistent, kind of like you're saying, and then he's got all these separate bands, all these separate projects, all these musicians that he goes in. And I think that's a great concept to kind of steal, for lack of better words. Yeah, I like that, just incorporate a bunch of musicians, I'm not a big fan of bands being like set in stone. 4 members. We got these 4 members. If we change it, then all of a sudden we're a new band. It's like it should just be a domain. I kind of like the domain. So Silver and the Snowflakes.
Yep.
Interesting. I like that name. So that's where you're hoping to head with this.
Yep, that's the long-term goal. I want to go with Silver and the Snowflakes till the day I'm gone. That's just a long, life-term goal.
Okay. What's the meaning behind Snowflakes, Silver and the Snowflakes? Tell me about both. Silver. I know you're Silver. And then what's the Snowflakes? Tell me.
Just
about
sounds
that.
cool with it,
Just-
honestly.
Just sounds cool. Hey, sometimes it don't need to mean much. Sometimes it's just got to kind of sound cool, We'll pick up this conversation in a bit, but for now, the stage is calling. let's go back to the studio with the band to hear what they have to say. What's the song you struggled with most, like, when recording? Out of these ones that we've played, what's the song that you've kind of come to and stumped you for the longest? Because, some songs songs just come out of you. They're forcing them way out. But some songs you have to, like, sit down, and it takes days. What was the hardest one to get down?
Struggling's an interesting one because I usually tend to just roll with whatever direction it like leads me, and if I can't get anything out, I usually just start from scratch instead. So that's how I tend to do my process. So I've got like a Patreon. I just throw everything I've thrown away that I just couldn't finish, put it back there. Every once in a while, I'll dig something up out of there, but usually I move on. If I can't get it working, I just find something new.
You just forget about it. You're done with it, pretty much. I like that idea though of keeping like a bank.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you make a song, and then you've got this little piece. You're like, this needs a bridge. This needs something. And so you go into your bank, you pull a little piece, and I like that concept. I've definitely done some of that myself.
It's never truly gone. It's only just like archived for later.
Yeah, you just got to save it for the right time, right? I like that. Sometimes life is not in chromatical order, Sometimes something happens here, you need it later. It's a little puzzle piece you need later in your life. Anyways, so I wanted to ask you about some of these song titles. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? Whale, Seven. Like, tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind that.
When you've got hundreds of songs on your channel, you just gotta come up with something.
You trying to make it stand out or something? Like,
I'm trying to make it not a song I've already posted because I've been doing hundreds of these around my YouTube channel. So I have to get a word that I haven't used before, and I'll put it there.
Sometimes, you got hundreds?
I think there's maybe 200, 300 songs on my YouTube channel. I've been doing it since 2020. I've been posting.
Wow.
So there's plenty there. So usually I try to make it at least a little bit related. A lot of these have just been for Eva. I did a lot of like animals. So I did whale. I did guppy. I've got some that I never posted that were just like rat, chicken, just anything I could come up with. For 7, I called it that because it's in 7/4. French fries. I don't know why I called it French fries, but it just sounded really fun, and it's a fun song. A lot of mine, if they have numbers in it, it's usually something to do with either the time signature or just how many tracks there are.
So are you a big, crazy time signature kind of guy?
From time to time. I love to try and, like, make my music as interesting as possible by trying things that people haven't really done. Because 7, I did that 7/4. I broke it up in 2 ways. I had that, like, 4/4 3/4 alternating.
Right.
And then I also had that other section where it's 4/4 and then a 4/3 tuplet, which both of those have like an accelerating feeling where it just like gets faster near the end of it. It sounds a little cut off, and I love how it sounds. And then in whale, that one's interesting because I just have an extra quarter note every 4 bars, so it's in like 17/4. It just adds another one at the end.
17/4. Wow, you're saying
that's an ugly way of writing it. I usually just say 4/4, but there's another one every 4 bars.
Wow, that's so innovative and creative. I've never heard of people doing that. Yeah, I was listening to some of those songs, and it's like it's all over the place, but it makes sense, and it comes together. You have this formula down. I really like that. Man.
One of my favorite concepts I used in 2 of these songs that are on this list today, is metric modulation. It's where you use a timing from one tempo into a next tempo where the timing is the same between them. So in tempo A, if you've got a quarter note triplet, you go to a new tempo where that's now a quarter note in that same timing. It makes a really smooth transition. It's a bit hard to describe with just words.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Wow, you're an innovator, man. You're a pioneer of your industry. I really like this. I'm always trying to tap and learn a couple things when I get in it with musicians, and that's something new. I've never heard of that.
Try interesting timings and try interesting scales, because you never know what you'll come up with. If you're staying in major and minor and staying in 4/4, it's hard to, you kind of get like a block sometimes of just making the same thing over and over.
I know, it gets so repetitive so quickly, especially with the time signature. Oh my God, yeah, you could if you stick through 4/4 throughout your whole song, it might as well just make the same song twice.
Yeah.
But, and then the major and minor, that's pretty interesting as well, You're all over the place with your notes.
Yeah, I'd say definitely just try out modes is the first step, I'd say, for any musician trying to get out of major and minor. They just sound a little bit different without being too unfamiliar.
Let's put the mics down and turn the amps back up, shall we? right, let's step away so we can have a quick conversation with the band. So you got 200 songs. How often are you making songs?
Back in the day, I'd probably post one like almost every other day.
Every other day you managed to
But
make a whole song and produce it?
they were a lot simpler back then, and I'd say nowadays it can take weeks, even months. I haven't posted since December, but I'm trying to get one up probably this week, and that would be awesome because it's been so long since I've had a chance to post something.
Yeah, let's get back into it, man. The people want more of Silver, man. Okay, so we're kind of wrapping it up here. I was wanting to see what does the future look like for this for you? What are you hoping that the future can be, and what kind of legacy do you want to leave?
I'd love to just keep making these little solo projects for as long as I can. They're fun to produce. They don't take too much time. I'd say I probably spend like maybe 50-ish hours on one, split across several days.
That's not too
And
bad.
like
actually.
it's pretty decent. Like it only takes a little bit of time to make one. I just have to find the time for it. And then for the future, I'd love to just incorporate more people, make it more official, play it live, make a band out of it. That'd be super cool.
That would be exciting, man. All right, thank you, Silver, for joining us in the studio. I really appreciate that. Where can people hear their music, and do you have any upcoming shows?
So far, it's just YouTube at Siko4 Music, SIKO4 space music.
All right, man. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for tuning in. This has been On the Record with Spike.